Listen up because I'm about to drop a bomb of exclusive information that will revolutionize everything you thought about our team in 2025. Welcome to another explosive edition of Falcons Brotherhood, where only we bring you those hot behind-the-scenes details that regular media will never show you. What's happening now is simply insane, a complete offensive revolution happening right under everyone's nose and a defensive plan that will transform our identity for good. I talked to my sources, folks, and what I discovered will blow your mind. Two stars that nobody expected are dominating training camp. A veteran is reinventing himself in a way that will shock you. And there's a tactical adjustment that could make us the most unpredictable team in the entire NFC South. Remember how our offense stalled in decisive moments last year? You can forget all about that. And there's more. I just received hot information about a trade that will shake the entire league. Something happening behind the scenes that could explode at any moment and completely change our championship chances. Are you ready? Because the next few minutes might finally make you believe that 2025 is our year. Damn, Falcons Nation! You can't miss out on this. If you're a true Falcons fan, hit that subscribe button in the next 10 seconds. This information I just shared, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Subscribe now and get access to exclusive analysis that will give you an edge over all other fans. Do you want to be the last to know what's going to happen with our team? Of course not. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join the real Falcons fans who are building this journey toward the Super Bowl. Let's start with what's happening on offense, something so significant that coaches are being unusually secretive during media sessions. After studying hours of practice footage and speaking with sources close to the team, I can confirm that offensive coordinator Zach Robinson is installing an entirely new element to our scheme that we've never seen before in Atlanta. The key innovation revolves around our rushing attack, which ranked 24th in the league last season. Robinson has been working directly with Kirk Cousins to implement a sophisticated run-pass option, RPO, package that's unlike anything the veteran quarterback has executed in his career. We're putting in concepts that will maximize our personnel in ways that will surprise people, Robinson told a small group of reporters after Tuesday's practice. When you have the football IQ of someone like Kirk, you can really expand what you're able to do pre-snap and post-snap. What makes this particularly fascinating is how Bijan Robinson factors into this evolution. After a solid but not spectacular rookie season where he rushed for 976 yards and 4 touchdowns, Robinson is now being deployed in formations that showcase his receiving abilities in unprecedented ways. During Wednesday's practice, Bijan lined up in the slot on 14 different plays, something we saw only 23 times during the entire 2024 season. This alignment creates mismatches against linebackers that the coaching staff believes will be nearly impossible to defend, especially with Tyler Allgeier remaining in the backfield as a power running threat. Now, let's talk about the two players who are turning heads and forcing the coaching staff to reconsider their roles on the team. First, third-year tight end John Fitzpatrick has been absolutely dominant in red zone drills. The former Georgia Bulldog caught touchdown passes on 3 consecutive plays during Thursday's practice, including a spectacular one-handed grab that had the entire offense celebrating. What's changed for Fitzpatrick? Besides adding 12 pounds of muscle during the offseason, he's been working extensively with Kyle Pitts on route running techniques. The results are stunning. Fitzpatrick has transformed from a blocking specialist into a legitimate receiving threat who creates a nightmare scenario for defenses when paired with Pitts in 2 tight end sets. The second standout is even more surprising, cornerback Clark Phillips III. After appearing in just 8 games as a rookie last season, Phillips has been taking first-team reps at nickel corner and making the most of the opportunity. During the last 3 practices, he's recorded 5 interceptions and has been a disruptive force against the slot receivers. Defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake couldn't contain his excitement when discussing Phillips after practice. Clark has that rare combination of instincts and athleticism. He's seeing things before they happen right now, and that's something you can't teach. His preparation has been elite, and it's showing up in his play. While these young players are stepping up, a veteran leader is completely reinventing his game in a way that could extend his career by several years. Grady Jarrett, entering his 11th season with the Falcons, has transformed his body and his approach. After suffering a season-ending knee injury last October, many wondered if the 32-year-old defensive tackle would ever return to form. Not only is he back, but he's playing at a different weight and with a completely new technique. Jared has dropped from 305 pounds to 285, focusing on explosiveness rather than power. The coaching staff has also adjusted his alignment, often positioning him as a 3 technique rather than directly over the center as he's played for most of his career. "I feel like I'm 25 again," Jared told me in an exclusive conversation after Wednesday's practice. "Sometimes injuries force you to evolve, and that's what happened here. I've changed my diet, my training, my technique, everything. This is the most excited I've been going into a season in years. The results have been remarkable." During one-on-one drills against the offensive line, Jared has been nearly unblockable, winning 11 of his 14 matchups this week. His quickness off the ball has specifically troubled our interior offensive linemen, forcing quarterback pressures that would translate to sacks in game situations. Now for something truly fascinating, a defensive adjustment that could completely change our identity. Defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake has been implementing a hybrid scheme that blends elements of the Vic Fangio system with the aggressive blitzing approach that made the Dolphins so effective last season. The key innovation is what Lake calls the phantom front, a pre-snap alignment where it's nearly impossible for the quarterback to identify who's rushing and who's dropping into coverage. During Tuesday's team period, this approach led to 3 consecutive plays where Kirk Cousins couldn't identify the pressure package, resulting in 2 sacks and an interception. "We're creating a defense where confusion is our best weapon," Lake explained. "When the quarterback can't diagnose what we're doing before the snap, we've already won half the battle." This approach particularly maximizes the talents of safety Jesse Bates III and linebacker Troy Anderson, both of whom excel at disguising their intentions. Bates has been lining up at various depths and locations, sometimes appearing as a deep safety before blitzing at the last moment, while Anderson has been utilized in both coverage and pass rushing situations. The result is a defense that, according to offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, is the most difficult unit to prepare for that I've seen in my coaching career. Now for the bombshell, there's significant movement behind the scenes regarding a potential trade that could reshape our receiving core. While I can't name names due to the sensitivity of ongoing negotiations, I can confirm that the Falcons have had serious discussions with an AFC North team about acquiring a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver. The deal would potentially involve draft capital rather than player swaps, with Atlanta willing to part with a 2026 second-round pick if certain conditions are met. My sources indicate that the player in question has become available due to a contract dispute with his current team, and the Falcons are one of 3 franchises actively pursuing a deal. What makes this particularly intriguing is the timing. With the regular season just weeks away, integrating a new receiver would be challenging but potentially game-changing for our offensive capabilities. The player's skill set would complement Drake London perfectly, giving us a legitimate deep threat that would prevent defenses from double-teaming our primary targets. Team officials have declined to comment, which typically indicates serious discussions are indeed taking place. I'll be monitoring this situation hourly and will provide updates as soon as information becomes available. So what does all of this mean for our Falcons as we approach the 2025 season? Let me offer my analysis. The offensive innovations we're seeing could potentially transform us from the middle-of-the-pack unit we were last season, ranked 15th in total offense, into a top 10 or even top 5 attack. The RPO packages being installed are specifically designed to maximize Kirk Cousins' decision-making abilities while creating opportunities for our playmakers to operate in space. Defensively, the hybrid scheme and phantom front approach addresses our biggest weakness from last season, predictability. In 2024, we generated just 34 sacks, 22nd in the league, and forced only 18 turnovers. The new approach should significantly improve both metrics. The potential trade would be the final piece of the puzzle, giving us the complete receiving core needed to compete with the high-powered offenses in our division. Considering the improvements the Saints and Buccaneers have made this offseason, this move might be necessary rather than optional. Most importantly, what I'm seeing in training camp is a team that believes in itself. The energy level is noticeably different from previous years, with players staying after practice for additional work and veterans taking ownership of the team's culture. Falcons Nation, I've covered this team for over a decade, and I can honestly say this is the most excited I've been heading into a season. While the national media continues to overlook us in their predictions, those inside the building know we're building something special. The combination of offensive innovation, defensive unpredictability, and emerging young talent creates a foundation for success that feels sustainable rather than fleeting. Add in the veteran leadership of players like Grady Jarrett and Kirk Cousins, and you have a team poised to surprise the entire league. What excites me most is that we're not just making adjustments, we're revolutionizing our approach on both sides of the ball. This isn't a team trying to marginally improve, it's a team trying to make a quantum leap forward. Will all of these changes translate to immediate success? That remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the 2025 Atlanta Falcons will be one of the most interesting and unpredictable teams in the NFL. Go Falcons!